So I believe since 1998,
That's right.
Kantorei has been joining together with Meistersingers every December, sometimes late November, but December,
That's right.
to do this collaboration. And kind of want to get some history behind it. How did this all begin? Whose idea was it to start this collaborative concert? And yeah, why?
Well, I think it was you and the core of Kantorei,
Right.
former Meistersingers,
Yeah.
Alex, John,
That's
Garth, and those, and I think that's where the seed was planted. And then you contacted us.
Yeah, and it was 1998 was the year that Kantorei started, I believe. I believe that's right.
So that was the first year.
Yeah, right. And you were, and you and I got together. We thought this would be a good idea.
Mhm.
And we thought, you know, these Meistersinger kids are singing at a very high level, you know, and between the two groups, and just yesterday I was talking with one of the members of Kantorei, and this person said, it has been such a joy for us as Kantorei to be hearing the Meistersingers, and I think it's just been a great opportunity for us to just enjoy that over all these years. But you got it.
Yep, and I say it every year, this is one of my favorite concerts.
Oh.
My favorite concerts to be a part of and to conduct
Yep.
the massed choirs together, but like you said, to hear Meistersingers from year to year, because unlike Kantorei, I mean, they've got turnover. Every couple of years, it's a brand new batch of students, and
100%, yeah.
to hear what, you know, and we call Cherry Creek High School kind of a legacy program. For so many years, they've had such a high quality choral program. And so, Dick, you were at Cherry Creek from which years?
82.
82 until when?
95.
95. And then, Bill, how long were you here?
1989 to 2012.
Fantastic. And Sarah?
I started in '06 and I'm still here.
06 and still here. So that's, you know, it is a legacy choral program, and each one of you has played a part of that. And so, as you mentioned, the founders of Kantorei came out of this school, out of Cherry Creek High School,
Exactly.
and came back after their great collegiate choral experience saying, we want to replicate that. We want to still keep on singing. And so it makes total sense that they want to, you know, pay homage to their alma mater and collaborate in this way. And Dick, you were kind of the glue that held it all together in some
Well,
ways.
I just think that it's been so wonderful that I've made this comment sometimes to other people, but it seems that when kids get hooked on the music, that it's hard for them to let go, and that's how it kind of came about with John and Garth and that group saying, we really miss singing. Can we do something? You know, and that was like 1998, I believe it was, and we said, okay, if we're going to sing, we're going to do a Christmas concert, so we have 8 weeks. And so we just charged right into it, but they loved what they had experienced, and they didn't want to let go of it. And I think the thing of it is that's still true today. I mean, there are so many people that are still singing started in Meistersingers and have moved into Kantorei, and I think that has just been a wonderful marriage.
So early on, how did you guys decide how to program, what music to program? I know in looking through past programs, you did a lot of very seasonal Christmas rep. I think that's changed over the years in some ways. We still have our group numbers that are still the same as when you did it.
They are.
Right.
But how did you go about choosing the repertoire?
Early on, I chose repertoire that was, you know, around the Christmas season or Hanukkah season. Did a lot of Hebrew music as well, and then it kind of branched out into other sacred, you know, still keeping sacred, or wintertide music, the favorites, if I can move into that, were Sim Shalom, and Edwina Hebert was the
Yes,
soloist
yes.
on that. And then Dale Grotenheim's Song of Triumph, which of course he wrote for his late son.
That's right.
And There Was No Rose of Such Virtue, Robert Young. Probably three of the ones that really stand out as favorites. I always sold it, pushed it, presented it, that this is the biggest for the year. You know, we are going to stand alongside and sing for this amazing, professional level group who loves you, so don't be intimidated, by this, and you'll get to hear them. It just really, when I was looking through those questions, it really stood out that this was such a big event for us. I think, bigger than tour, the only thing that would rival it would be the National ACA when we were both on
Right.
the same year. But for me also personally was the peak of the year to be with Kantorei.
And it was
In
really,
that venue at Bethany.
it was really also a peak for Kantorei. Kantorei felt a real connection to these students because there were enough people in Kantorei that had started in this program,
Well, what's been really great is that we've had now children of founding members of Kantorei sing in
Yes.
Cherry Creek Meistersingers, and they get to stand on stage with
That's right.
with their children, which is really exciting. And then this year we've got two recent grads of Cherry Creek High School and Meistersingers that sang under Sarah and Adam that are now joining Kantorei. So it is, for us, it's a great recruitment tool for the future.
Oh, sure.
But and it kind of goes back to why Kantorei was formed in the first place, which is to provide a high-level singing ensemble for those that had come through such a strong program with Cherry Creek High School to continue their singing for many, many years.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So Sarah, when you look at programming now, a lot has changed over the last 20 years. How do you look at programming for this concert? I think you and I share similar vision in how we program for this concert. Oftentimes, I know for Kantorei, for instance, Dick, you mentioned our latest recording.
Yep.
Last year, we used the winter night concert to kind of brush the dust off of some of the pieces to keep it
Yep.
fresh so we could go and record it. This year, we're going to be featuring some of that on this concert, of course, to promote our new album. Sarah, you frequently in January will have some pretty major choral performances with Meistersingers for CMEA, and then of course you have your annual tour later on in the spring. How does that fit into your programming for this concert?
Well, on years when we do CMA in January, it certainly affects what we're doing in December. This year we don't have a big performance in January, and so it truly is just trying to give variety to the students and draw from different traditions. And so we do the traditional holiday music, but I also will bend those boundaries a lot further than I think non-school, like community programs, would go more Christmas holiday. And I have so many different students standing in front of me that I want to offer repertoire for all of the students. And so we do have the traditional holiday, as you said, the tradition pieces have stayed the same. I love seeing that on the first program, Let It Be Peace, Peace,
Yep.
Sleigh Ride,
Sing We
Now Have Christmas, and Carol of the Bells. Those are all the same. And every time I say, take out Sleigh Ride, the kids cheer. They just love it. They still absolutely love it.
Well, you have a little competition for some of the percussion parts, don't you?
Yes, 100%, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That goes back to us too.
Who gets to do the
Yeah.
slap?
Yeah.
In fact, doesn't it have all their names on it in the year that they
Well,
used to have one?
the
The
presidents,
whip
yeah.
is the president's. That's always the co-presidents
That's
get to do
good.
the whip.
That's
But
good.
then the bells and the blocks,
Yeah.
that can be a fun
By-
competition.
By the way, if I can just throw this in, toot my own horn, the slap before the thing?
Yeah.
1, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding,
Is that
ding.
you?
Started
Yes,
it.
he started it. Yeah, he did.
Oh, I was told when I first conducted, this is 12 years ago, you have to give 3. Now you can go into 2 after that, but you have to
Right.
do 1, 2, 3, slam,
Bump,
bump, bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
That's
And-
you.
And, you know, I don't know, I don't notice it now, but, you know, when we first started doing that, you know, there was just a ripple of laughter, you know, through the crowd, like, oh, that was cute, you know.
You know that
Anyway.
Now they all
you know that
expect it.
it's become very acrobatic now, right? You've seen
Yes,
it the last
I
couple of
think
years
so.
where they will do
Oh,
stand up and do twirls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you started that.
I didn't
great.
start the,
Oh,
the
okay.
twirl.
Actually,
But-
the person who started the twirls was a student named Jesse Aronson, and he was all over it. And so it has since then become that. And actually, he was just nominated into the Cherry Creek Hall of Fame 2 days ago, 3
Oh,
days
great.
ago. And so he gets that claim to fame. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, and I know for Kantorei, I mean, there are many audience members that's the only Kantorei concert they've ever been to
Yeah.
because of the Meister, and it's such a, you know, I think we have some, it's kind of a all ages event. We've got kids that come and bring the families come
yep.
and support their students, and I think we have a couple of retirement homes that bring buses in.
Mhm.
That's
It
great.
really is our most multi-generational audience that we
Yeah.
see throughout the year. And, you know, tickets are sometimes hard to come by. I mean, especially now we're kind of getting back to pre-COVID audience sizes.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
it's just such a great way and it's early enough where it's just kind of, okay, now the holidays can come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've just finished Thanksgiving. This is our first taste of the holidays. And then from there on out, we're running like crazy until Christmas Eve.
And so many parents of alumni, you know, will come back and they will always say, the holiday season just started tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
For me,
Yep.
you know, now it's the holiday season.
But thank you to the two of you for having the vision to do this, and you know, the tradition continues, and we're so thrilled to be doing it again.
Well, I was thinking at 4 o'clock this morning when I woke up, I was just thinking about this whole thing, and I think the whole concept of excellence and perfection is something that we all feel when we walk into this building, you know, and the fact that this school, you know, exemplifies excellence, you know, and it carries through what we're doing in music, but it carries through also what's going on in all the aspects of the school. And I think that's really something I've thought about of how wonderful this place has been, or was, or is for me. You know, I mean, I walk in here yesterday and today, it's really, really neat. Really neat. It's such a good one.
Yeah, and the relationships that are made through the daily, you know, which is some of my favorite, if not my most favorite times, were rehearsal. You know, and you
Yeah.
watch the growth, and we would get together. I got this from you at least once a week in the evening to rehearse. Right after the fall concert, right up until Kantorei, in that space, we were together, not coming from a bell, not waiting for a bell, going to a test, just coming together in the evening, and the growth there, and you know, that love that you feel for your choir, you know, and every individual, just really grows, and that about the relationship is where I think, you know, the other half, or the other 99% of, you know, of the experience is what happens.
Yeah, and I think when we talk about the founders of Kantorei, obviously they wanted to continue the musical excellence bit, but oftentimes what outweighs that is that community. And I think that, you know, those founders of Kantorei that had that community here at Cherry Creek High School, that's what they were really looking for, replicating. Yeah, the musical excellence is great. That's very important. In fact, when we survey our singers at the end of each year saying, what is the primary reason you sing in Kantorei? Artistic excellence is at the top.
Yes.
But nipping on its heels is always that community bit. So,
And at this particular time of the year, you know, the traditional, some of the traditional carols are wonderful that you have continued to do those.
Mhm.
But there's also the new things that you people come out with all the time that I think are pretty remarkable. And you come up with things. I found a program of the first program we did in 1998. And I was looking at that yesterday here, and I can't find it again. But the point is that it just seemed to me like looking at that program, that it was so important to understand the new pieces, but also the traditional. So
I've got it right here. You sang some John Rutter to start the
that's
evening.
right.
Tomas Luis de Victoria,
Yeah,
Morton Lordson,
that's right.
the great Verbum Caro Factum Est of Hans Leo Hassler,
right.
Carolyn Jennings,
Yeah.
Noah Greenberg, Shaw Parker, Herbert Howells. I mean, it's across the spectrum.
Right.
Just
Herbert
wonder-
House, I love the piece.
Yeah, what a wonderful mix of music. And I think that's something that, again, I think that tradition has continued.
You're right, and I think that's important, because people want to hear something they know, but people also want to be inspired by something that they haven't heard before. And both of you are just doing a remarkable job.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, and the life experience that, if you think of the life experience of a 16, 17, 18-year-old, and then somebody who's been out in life for decades, and for the two to come together with such excellence is amazing. The kids are superhuman, they're superhuman with emotion. Their intellect, is growing like crazy. But it's the life experience also that Kantorei has with all the professions that are represented and all those life experiences, what they bring to every piece,
Yeah.
is quite unique, and the experience inside for them must be vast,
Yeah. Well, again, we are just so honored to carry on the tradition of this great legacy, both with Kantorei and Cherry Creek High School. And you guys will be there, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, we will be.
All right, you better be.
December
We'll be
5th.
there.
December
Yes.
5th.
In dulci ubiro